Okay, live number two. For whatever reason, I got full bars and got kicked off. So we're gonna continuing for the week, and I'm gonna review back on Thursday, November 6th. So if you're joining me, my name is Julianne Duffy. I am doing the weekly charts for November 2nd to November 9th. And we made it to Wednesday and then everything froze. And I am traveling right now, so it's not going to be perfect. But I want to be here to assist you. So let's get through this. So Thursday's energy. So we're looking at both the Vedic, Western astrology charts as well as numerology for the energies. Okay, so Thursday's energy is answers are already in you. Write them down before they fade. So we're going to see that the moon is in Aquarius and it starts to move into Pisces on Thursday. So the collective is about emotional healing and intuitive connection deepening. The combined view is it's a really good day for reflection, dream work, or spiritual journaling. We've got healing and higher perspective is really the energy of Thursday. And we got the elemental overlays of water, which is sensitivity, and air, which is intuition. So intuition is the key on Thursday. So what we might feel, the numerology, let's do that first, is 6, because of course November 6th, so we got the numerology of 6, healing, harmony, and devotion. So that is the energy of that day, of Thursday. So collectively, people are craving peace. That's really that's what we're going to be feeling on Thursday. More than arguments. We want peace, we want harmony, we want to have less chaos, right? Online chatter softens. There might not be too much going on the online. And it's also a really great day, just like earlier in the week, for introspective and dream-based content. So we're going to have dreams, we're going to have connections, we're going to have intuitive downloads, all of it, especially during the night times. And it's really the collective mood is about going inwardly. So it's that reflection and turning inward. And as we were talking about earlier in the week, it is a lot of bringing back that self-responsibility, right? Like growing up and becoming adults. So then we're turning inward and really collectively starting to reflect. Now we can imagine on our personal level for Thursday is our pace starts to slower down, as a slower pace. We're getting the insights, the downloads. It's a really great day to go back and look at things you wrote before. So maybe some old journals, maybe some old notes. What you're going to find is there's actually messages that you wrote to yourself from before that will help you kind of give yourself a reflection, right? Hello, Lacey Bishop. Thank you for joining me. We're looking at the charts and we're doing live number 2. We got halfway through before I lost connection. Good observation. I am from Canada. That is correct. That's where my passport's from. Okay, so imagining personally how the energy is going to work on Thursday is that slower pace, and then that reflection of your old notes, messages, things you wrote before. And those things are going to really help you to maybe reflect on where you've gone. You're going to get some really good insights reviewing how you were or what you wrote to yourself before. And it's going to feel like what needs to be finished and begin with will kind of be apparent in those notes. Sorry, as I bumble around a little bit. You know, it's like asking people that stock things. You don't ask people that. You know, nobody tells you anything, traffic. I don't confirm or deny that I own anything. Let's go with that. Well, thank you, Black Slave Eddie. I feel like that's a weird name, but thank you so much. And
Say love slave.
that's his name.
Oh, maybe he is a love slave.
you're in the same country as me, the land of Canadians, as I am. Right now, I am traveling around, and we travel all around North America. That is what we currently do. But Thursday is a really good day. Dreams, reflecting on what you wrote, that's going to give some insights for that energy. And then we'll pull, I always like to pull an energetic card to go with the charts, which is this combination of Vedic and Western astrology with numerology. So let's pull the card for what the guides, our divine passionate guides, have for us in overall. They have to say joyous fun. Joyous fun. So Thursday's energy is going to be very introspective and very reflective, but it is going to bring out that there's a lot of learning how to be a little bit more content as well, because we're on a whole, the collective mood is turning inward. And so that is, the joyous fun is going to be like finding that inward content and that observation, right? And then the reviewing, like I mentioned, journals or things you wrote to yourself is going to really bring in some joyous energy and help really give you more insights. And then that dream time might bring you some beautiful, joyous dreams where you're really getting those aha moments, having that divine connection and that intuitive download, right? Okay, thank you, MC. Thank you so much. And thank you, Lacey. Don't cry. Well, I'm not driving, Jeremiah, sorry. Jeremiah Jr., I'm not driving, so don't worry. I know, I'm a ghost. I'm just saying, Lacey. Today was not the best, but this is what happens in North America when it starts to get dark early. And so I made a joke in my first live that I'm the ghost in the background. So you don't need to see me as much as hear what's happening. Okay, so we're gonna finish up this week. Friday, my husband is driving, so don't worry, Jeremiah. I appreciate your worry. So Friday's energy is Moon in Pisces, and collectively it's compassion, forgiveness, and surrender to restore balance. And so it's a gentle, smooth energy. It's a really good day for healing and connection. So earlier in the week, it was about taking responsibility. And I did mention about responsibility for our own health, responsibility for our own lives. So this is a really good day for that heal and that connection. So taking that responsibility for that. And then we've got gentle, soothing energy, excellent for the healing, which I already read, but compassion and integration. So we're integrating these things as well. So when we come to Friday, what we've kind of learned and experienced, a lot of that self-reflection is getting integrated into our lives. And we've got the elements of water, which is emotion, and earth, which is calm. So we're going to feel like much more calm emotions, which you see as we've gotten further in the week. And the numerology, of course, because it's the 7th, Thursday is the 7th, is inner wisdom, quiet faith, subtle miracles, recenters the soul after effort. So that is the themes of it. So it's really like we're going to see just that inner wisdom, those little, divine guided, soul-centered effort, right? So all of that is really overlapping. Now, on a collective, the global tone softens, so there's a lot more diplomacy and cooperation. Headlines, which we'll see in the headline. So we all want more calmness, more cooperation, unless you're a psychopath and just love chaos, which, I'm going to say the majority probably don't, but there's those few that do. And communities crave peace over the conflict. Wellness and art conversations are going to be the trend on the collective. There is a lot of healing initiatives, so environmental and humanitarian. We're finding fresh momentum with those type of initiatives. But on a personal level, we're going to feel our emotions balance out. It's a really great day to have heartfelt conversations with people. So maybe people that you've maybe struggled with, or just even some of your friends, just having that heartfelt conversation. It's also what hurt now begins to integrate. So maybe things that we've learned, we're now integrating because it did come up earlier with the theme that we're learning about things that maybe were coming up, but that we're now seeing it, that these are learnings more than punishment or that it's us and we're just bad. It's more like we're getting these situations so we can learn. So that really in our personal life, we can kind of imagine that we're integrating those learnings with it. And then listen more than you advise. So empathy is stronger than answer. So you might have that heartfelt conversation for yourself. It might be just listening to somebody and being the shoulder to cry on, or for them to just tell you what's going on, and just be there to listen and support them. And that will be extremely powerful on Friday. And it also recommends light duties. Don't schedule yourself anything too intense. If you do make content or creating things, anything around healing is very supported on Friday. So we'll pull our card to see what is most aligned for all of us, what the divine really wants us to highlight on this beautiful, emotionally heart-centered Friday. Oh, this one fell out at me, so I'm going to take that. Oh, we got it again. Family, friends, and guides. So this one, I feel it's more the family and friends and the guides, where we had it more about the guides and the downloads. So it really wants to highlight that it's the family and friends, totally appropriate with that heart-centered energy, having those deep conversations and being there, especially for your family and friends, to be just listening, right? Just listening and taking that time to be the ear that maybe they have to rant or just pour out their heart, right? Exactly. Thank you, MC. I'm always around hearing from the divine. And I feel like the charts are part of the divine for sure, because it's interesting how the stars and the alignments line up and manifest out in our real life. So then we come on to Saturday. So jumping to Saturday, which is the 8th of November, we've got the moon in Aries. So collectively, we're renewing momentum and courage. So we're going to act with clear intent. So it's a really good day. So if you have errands that you haven't finished, organization, or some small projects, all those are really aligned for the weekend. And we've got the numerology of an 8, which is, of course, because it's the 8th of November, power and practical progress. Abundance builds through consistency and attention to detail. So it's really about practical progress and being okay with it, right? Like and earlier in the week, we did see that, not about perfection isn't the fact, it's about getting those small wins. So I feel like that's really the overlap with it is, consistency and being practical, right? It's not about perfection, but about, you got it done, and that's what matters. It's done and it's good, right? We have a lot of renewal and vitality is a lot of the energy of the day on Saturday. And we've got fire, which is drive, and air, which is direction. So that's why, it's really good for errands, organization, and starting those projects. All that energy is highlighted for sure. And, there we go. There's my collective. So the collective, we're going to feel a lot of buzz of activity returns. Markets, media, communities are feeling alive again. So it'll be able to come into the weekend and it'll feel like, ooh, where did everybody disappear? Because we got about mid to end of the weekend. It was really quiet. So everybody's kind of more introspective, as I mentioned, right? So then when we get to Saturday, it's like, ooh, everybody came back to life. The beehive started buzzing, right? If you're in your local area, events and short trips are highly aligned and will flourish. There'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a light news cycle day, so more curiosity, discovery, innovation stories might trend. So that'll be more light and fluffy, but you're going to be hearing, and it'll be like, ooh, people do exist still, right? Now, on our personal level, we can imagine sorting out small stuff, right? Because that's that organization and that clearing up. Clean up your inbox. How many of you are like me that you have 500 emails, and then when you go through them, you're like, why do I have all these emails? Because you just didn't delete them when you read them, right? So clean out those inbox, people. Hello, Israel. And hello, Ken. Hello, Mind Mystic. Mind Mystique. Clean your cars. That was another one. Clean your cars, desks, digital folder. Get that stuff done, right? It's also light movement clears mental mental clutter. So if you're feeling like you're a little bogged down, go and move. Go for a bike ride, walk, yoga, whatever it is you need to do, that's going to help you get a little more balanced. It is also, again, oh, I mentioned this already, and it comes up high. It actually specifically talks about it on Saturday. Avoid the perfectionism. Avoid it. Completion, not polish, as I had mentioned. And also see yourself with those, getting maybe a small post or a video or a craft. Keep it easy tasks under 2 hours. Don't bog yourself down. And conversations will pick up. Quick chats or brainstorming with friends energizes. Share ideas, but don't necessarily put a lot of energy into manifesting them out. It's more like just having quick brainstorms, kind of planting a little bit more of the seeds is really what we'll see more on that personal level. So let's pull the divine message to go with Saturday. And for everybody that is here watching, whether you're watching live or after the fact. Oh, Joseph, I appreciate your opinion. I do. I appreciate your opinion. And, but it's just, this is not the forum for that. Okay, let's pull our message for Saturday. New supportive connections. So that I feel like is very much it, because it's we're getting, the buzz starts to come back on the collective. We're getting more curiosity, being in going to local events and all that stuff. We're going to get some new connections, right? Like that's going to come up if we leave our house, really, or even if we're doing a video, because it does talk about like getting some short videos, posting things, making subjects. It's going to really help us support and build some new connections that we need. And it's really implanting the seeds. It's that beginning of where we're going to go forward with those people. Well, pretty appropriate. Okay, we'll do one more. We're going to look at Sunday, which will be when we meet again, because I will be live on Sunday. Oh, because I'm a ghost in my vehicle. That's why, Sir Shrieker. It wasn't really planned. I didn't really think about my lighting, so I decided I was just the ghost of the day after. So thank you. Thank you. Well, okay, I'll pull for that. If you're interested, don't cab on Palestine and just if they're going to get a new beginning and a fresh start. I'll see when I'm done. If you're around, I will pull just for like overall what we're looking at that in specifically overseas and what's going on over there, because it is interesting. It's interesting to see, what's aligned. But when we come to Sunday, which is the 9th of November, the moon is in Aries, which is still from Saturday. So we still are in Aries. But collectively, it's courage to express independence and vision. So we're going to have more courage to share who we truly are, right? Like I mentioned on my other live, and I was like, oh my gosh, I get the more you go live and the more you put things out, the more trolls you do attract, right? And so it's that courage to be okay that you're going to attract trolls. Like that's just going to be how it is, for an example in my life, right? And being okay with sharing who you are and sharing your vision and having that courage to do it, even if you have those naysayers or the doubts. That's going to start to be subsided, and we can look through anybody that might be, what would I want to, how could I say this without saying what I wanted to say and make it sound better? But, those people that like to rain on your parade, right? So we're getting the courage to express our independence and our vision. It's a strong day for confidence, creativity, and initiative. It's also action and creation. So moving, action, that'll create it. We've got the elemental overlays of fire, which is initiative, and earth, which is embodiment. So that is the elements. Now, of course, the numerology is 9 because it's the 9th of November, and that's really about completion and attainment. So it's the end of many cycles. So we're going to kind of see that closes up. I agree. Thank you, Don't Cap. When you got the haters and the trollers, trolls, because they clearly have nothing better to do. And you're like, really? I'm that important? Thank you. The week looks better. I'm glad you're looking forward to it, MC, because there's a lot of introspective and there's a lot of us growing, and it's going to be good. It is. However, on our own personal charts, there's always a room for chaos to happen. And if you are interested in your own personal charts, like looking at the Western Vedic, numerology, human design, and astrocartology, I don't know if I even say that right, but that's your location. Go to my website. I do these for you, and I can pull for your specific birth chart and tell you how these energies will affect you personally. And that's breathewithinyoga.com if that's something that does interest you. This is for, of course, the collective. So collectively on Sunday, it's dynamic, talkative, hopeful. People want to connect and brainstorm. Markets and innovation sectors show flashes of confidence, especially after the weaknesses or hesitation we've kind of seen over these last few weeks. Positive news trends. That's good. I'm looking forward to some positive news, I'm just saying. Community initiatives and collaborations emerge. Those are really what we're going to feel with the energies. Now, what we can imagine on a personal level, so some of the things, again, depending on your charts, when I talk about the personal level, it's going to depend on how your charts are, but we're going to feel a surge of self-trust, avoid overthinking or even talking ourselves out of it, right? It's going to be about trusting our tuition and our internal guidance, right? And being in alignment. Speak on something you've hesitated to share. So this is actually because it's about courage and independence. So you might imagine yourself, so there's something you've been wanting to talk about, but you've kind of kept mum, keeping the word down because you haven't talked about it. Sunday is a good day. It's more aligned to talk about things that maybe you've been hesitant to talk about. It's also a really good day. Write, film, paint, plan. It all clicks. All that stuff is really highly aligned. So my live next Sunday should be much more aligned. So we'll see how that works out, because my own personal charts could interfere with that. It's a great day for lives. Oh, I just said that. And I was explaining my own. And don't wait for validation. Move first and let support meet you. So don't look for other people to be like, yeah, go do that project, go get live, go film that, go make that creation. Just go do it. Don't look for validation. You're the one that needs to validate yourself. And excellent for proposals. So if you need a meeting or a brave conversation, Sunday is the day to do that. I don't know how many people do meetings on Sunday, but it's a good day if you can align it. And the last thing on Sunday, especially in our personal lives, is momentum builds quickly. What starts today will grow the rest of the month. So it's a really great day for whatever you're putting out, especially if it's creative, that's going to move you forward and continue the rest of the month, especially to mid-month of November. So we'll pull one more card. I'll pull for Sunday, and then we'll pull for the overall week. And then we can look at just like where are the Palestinians, what's going to happen for them, and see if there's any guidance we can get on that, since that was the question we had today. Okay, so Sunday, when we meet again, your higher self. That's what it is. It's the courage. You look at it. She's heart-centered. She's bright you got this beautiful, bright, heart-centered. The courage is there. You're being supported. The divine love energy is completely supporting you. And the courage is there. It's so beautiful. Spirit is there with you. I feel like that's completely appropriate to Sunday. And we'll pull another card on Sunday when we meet live again. Okay, so let's go and we'll do one for the overall energy of the week. So what does the week energy actually align with? Or just what the guides have for us, because it seems like it's a very interesting week. Each of these weeks have been very interesting. Intuition and manifestations. Like, I legitimately couldn't have picked a better card. That is our week. It's intuition. We're getting the downloads during our dream time. We're getting those aha moments. And by the end of the week, if we're planting those seeds, we're manifesting what's going to go forward. And the guides are confirming it, that intuition and manifestation is the energy of the week. That's awesome. I couldn't even have picked that out if I wanted to. I legitimately am holding my phone. So I'm just picking out with that intention. That's pretty nice. So that is what we've got in store for us for the 2nd to the 9th. Now, if you did miss the first part of Thursday, before Thursday, it's on my other live. I don't know, I keep getting dropped. And then we did Thursday onwards in this live. So if you want to go back and rewatch and look at what the energies have in store. But let's just pull one card for the guidance. You know, if there's anything the divine guides have for, you know, overseas, especially in that area, Middle East, Palestinian area, like, because that was a question. What do the guides say about it? Joy is fun. Palestinians, they're gonna ride. I feel like that's the energy that they're going to, not that it's necessarily joyous fun. No, I don't think so. But where they're going to go, I think is going to be into a much better alignment than they've had. So it looks like there's a lot of possibility, and it's going to be positive. There will be some positive at some point. I don't know. I don't have a time frame, but in the end, they will have a new place, a new home, and peace. We do want peace, and it will happen at the end of it. Bye, James. Hope you're not dying, because I know we almost died. Thank you, MC. I agree. So on that note, you know, because the haters gotta hate, right? I'm gonna leave you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will be live again on Sunday, and we will look at next week and continue from there. Hello, Opening the Matrix. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to go and watch the previous live or this one to get all the details on what the week has in store for us. And from the ghost of Julie hiding in the shadows, I will not be a ghost, I promise, on next week's live. It'll be a little bit more refined. It is good vibes. Thanks, MC. Thanks for joining me again, and I will see everybody. So do make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you get notified when I go live on Sunday. Bye, everyone. Have a beautiful